Hello, hello. Here we are coming to you again from Broadcast Team Alpha on 44 different platforms around the world. And we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to be looking behind the curtain, find out who's there, what is there, and what are they doing that we have not been able to see yet. So you got to stay with us on this one to the end. Because, my name is Aage, and my co-host Nori is not able to be with us. She's still on that project and she's working diligently at it. So we're just going to have to suffer through all on our own here. I think probably we'll be able to. So anyway, we are also transmitting on the wonderful platform of Conscious Awakening Network. You got to go look at that because they have close to 50 different shows over there, and they are a totally independent platform that cannot be interfered with, and that's why they have all the good stuff over there. Everybody else, they seem to be worried about what YouTube and everybody else out there can do to them if they talk too much about the truth. But don't worry about that. To go to the consciousawakeningnetwork.org and have a good look. Spend some time over there. I have, and I enjoy it. So, and also before I introduce the guest again, I want to tell you how you can get a hold of Nori and me. We are at go to broadcastteamalpha.com, broadcastteamalpha.com, find the contact feature and send us an email, and we'll get the email and we'll get back to you and find out what we can do for you. So also, if you are watching on YouTube, it's a good place to be in the chat room because there you can talk to each other. You can ask questions and you can have some fun talking to other of the watchers also. And actually, 5 years ago, gosh, the time is going fast. 5 years ago, Nori and I put together a mastermind, and it's a spiritual think tank. And it is not for everybody. It is only for the ones that is curious about how the universe works, how to communicate with the universal consciousness, or God, if you like, and also how to create wonderful things in your life from seemingly nothing. If you are interested in any of those things, yeah, that could be for you. Come and check it out. Send us an email to just Broadcast Team Alpha would be a good way to get us, but also the mastermind connection at gmail.com. We'll get the email and we'll get back to you and give you a link and some information, and you can come and check it out for yourself and see if this is something that you want to look into. And now about the guest. We have Bill Mee with us again. He is returning to Broadcast Team Alpha, and he's been on here with us probably 3 or 4 times before, so some of you may know him, but we got some new ones. So I want to say just a few things about him. He's been in the military and he was educated as a computer software engineer. He worked for General Dynamics and now he is a light worker. He is a researcher and he's also part of the mastermind group. So if you want to talk to him, come to the mastermind group and you can talk to him there, kind of face to face on the screen, so to speak. And also, he is a digger. I mean, he digs up stuff that I can't even find. So this is going to be fun because we're going to look behind the curtain. We're going to see who is there, what are they doing, and what we can expect in this coming year. Because this is going to be 2026, going to be one of the most interesting years you have ever lived, and I don't care how old you are. So stay with us on this one because it's going to get good. Welcome to the show again, Bill.
Hi, good to be here.
All right. Yeah, I mentioned a whole bunch of things that we could talk about, but there is one thing that is on people's mind pretty much every day once they find out about it, and that is those med beds. And I know some people, as soon as they hear the word med bed, they just kind of glaze their eyes over and they just fall asleep on you. But I want to make a little statement about something in regard to those. Uh, about 4 days ago, I had a talk with a lady in Phoenix. She has been monitoring a website, a government website, and you can go there too and start looking at things, and you're going to find some amazing things. It's whitehouse.gov. Whitehouse.gov. Because she said she's monitoring that pretty much every day. And she said, I found something on there. She said, they announced that the med beds are being distributed to certain hospitals, and the the medical professionals are being trained to operating them. Now, the thing is, she said that this post on whitehouse.gov was only on there for a couple of days or so, and they took it down. Same way as they had a thing on there about the quantum financial system for a couple of days, and they took it down. Now, we can wonder why they did that, and I personally don't care. It's the fact that it was on there that is important to me, because that it confirms on a government website, they have to be a little careful about things they put on there. So I want Bill to maybe start first talking about the med beds and what he has heard and seen and experienced from researching
Well,
it.
you remember there was that one post, there was a video that showed up on Trump's Truth Social blog,
Yeah,
and it was a video about the med beds. And then it lasted for, I don't know, 24 hours, and then it disappeared. So it's kind of like the same thing you're talking about there with the whitehouse.gov website. So
yeah,
it's kind of like what they're doing is they're showing you little clips and then they take it away.
yeah.
And I've heard that they do that in order to stir up controversy and get people talking about it.
I think
So,
so too. Because
yeah.
this once they know it's been to those websites and on Trump's side, the people out there that is waiting for it, there are millions of people waiting for these things. And I don't
Mhm.
care if you have just a sore toe or if you got stage 4 cancer, there is remedies, because these med beds can do an awful lot of good. And maybe you could also talk about what they can do.
Well, I've heard that there's three different kinds. Now, someone recently told me there's four, but I'm only aware of the three kinds. There's the holographic med beds. Those med beds are used for restoring you back to your divine blueprint. So that by doing that, that heals just about anything that you might have wrong with you. So it's basically will heal any disease. The second med bed I heard of is the regenerative med beds. Those can actually regenerate organs. And some say they can give you a whole new set of teeth, and which I'd like to have. So they can, you know, any if you have a missing limb, it can be regenerated. I think it just takes hours. The third med bed is the regressive med bed, and that one can actually do age regression. I hear the max you can go is 25 years, and you have to get counseling before you do it. And they have to let you know that it's going to be a big social change in your life if you do something like that, because family members and so forth will, you know, going to be
Yeah.
affected. So you have to get counseling for that for sure. I guess you probably get counseling for all of them, but that one for sure. And then there is maybe another one, but those are the three. And I'm not so sure that we're going to get access to the age regression med bed first right off the bat. I think probably the healing med bed and maybe the regenerative med beds will be the first ones we get exposed to.
Yeah.
And then maybe down the line, they'll give us this option of age regression. But now my sources are saying it's going to be released in January. But I think the med bed will be released along with these other 7,000 suppressed technologies. And that will probably happen after they do this 10 days of disclosure, where they expose how this planet has been controlled by the dark forces for thousands of years, and
Yeah.
how they've suppressed all these technologies. And that I think they're going to be releasing those, and the med bed's going to be one of those. Because it's my understanding the med beds were actually given to us by the Galactics back in the 60s or 70s. And then what happened is the Cabal wrestled control of it and took it for themselves and made it part of their um, um, secret space program, Solar Warden. And they
Yeah.
have the med beds on the Solar Warden spacecraft, but they suppressed the technology for anybody using them here on planet Earth.
Yeah.
So the Galactics have stated that they have a big karma debt because of that, because they were given as a gift for all of humanity, and the fact that they didn't allow us to have that gift, they have a karma debt to pay. So they will be released one way or another for sure.
Yeah.
And they may start they're probably going to start with different groups. Like the ones that are in most need might get it first, and then maybe work their way down a certain category of different people.
Yeah. Yeah. When we talk about regenerative, I mean, rebuilding an organ. Let's say that we don't, we lost our teeth.
Hmm.
I still got every one of mine, so I'm good on that one. But let's say we lost them all, then regrow teeth. It may not be as hard as we thought because there are people that get a third set of teeth.
Yeah.
And besides that, there is a bioelectromagnetic field around the body, around every limb, in every limb. Because if you lose a finger and you put your hand on a Carillion photo plate, you can
Hmm.
still see the blue finger is there.
Yeah.
The mold the mold that the physical body is poured into is still there. So maybe this equipment are able to fill in the
Hmm.
material that make up the finger
Yeah, I think
from
so.
from consciousness.
Yeah, I think the first step you go through is a scanning process, and the med bed will do a complete scan to make sure it it will be searching anything that's wrong with your body.
Yeah,
And then after you get the scan, you'll probably have a meeting as to any issues that the scan that showed up on the scan. You'll
yeah,
get a counseling session to go through that, and then you can do enhancements too. So you might be able to get some enhancements thrown in there as well, you know. So that would all be part of the counseling process, and then of course you'd finally then go through the procedure itself, where you actually get healed and change any enhancements done at the same time.
yeah. And there is always somebody joining us late. So we're talking about the med beds. And for those, you didn't hear the first statement that I said, and that was that the medbeds had been announced on whitehouse.gov gov website and also on Trump's, I think, on his social media account, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. It's
Yeah.
True
So
Social. True
yeah,
Social.
yeah, it was announced that they're coming and the people are being trained, and then they took it down. So I don't know why they did that, but I can imagine that they did. But I think we're just gonna have to wait for this one. But from what we hear behind the curtain, about the first of the year, possibly.
Yeah, that's when they're going to be kicking in the making public the new quantum financial system.
Yeah,
We're waiting right now for the USN to go live on the Forex for the public to see it. And once that happens, that will become our new reserve currency. It'd be a gold backed currency. It's called the USM, which stands for the United States note. And I would think Trump would have to make an announcement, probably to
yeah,
let the world know that this is our new reserve currency. And the quantum financial system is already up and running. It's live. It's running parallel to the current system we have right now. But the USN is important because it works with the QFS, the quantum financial system, and it will allow that currency to be tracked anywhere in the world.
mm,
And that's really important because the QFS is going to help get rid of a lot of this corruption, a lot of the underground stuff, the drug running, all that sort of stuff, because it will be able to track every USN dollar anywhere in the world, where it came from and where it went to, who made the transaction, what time it was made. And your transactions, they do happen instantly. It's just a a few milliseconds. It's from point A to point B. It's not like the current system where you could wait, a day or two to try to wire money from one location to another. So it's going to be really fast, and it's going to be, I hear it's going to have its own built-in, it's connected to creator source, so it can read
yeah,
intention. I don't know how the galactics, they're assisting with this whole thing, but they said that it's connected to creator source, and it will be able to read intentions. So that's really an important point, because that means if you have any nefarious intentions, the QFS can simply shut you out. And the way it's going to work, it works by your own. You have your own unique signature. Your DNA has its own biometric identity.
yeah,
It's unique to you and nobody else in the world. And that's what the QFS will use. It doesn't use passwords and things like that, because those can easily be hacked. There's only one you with your DNA signature, and the QFS will know what that is. And so you can only use that account, nobody else can.
yeah.
It's much more
That,
secure that.
yeah, that new currency, or should I actually, it's a difference between currency and money. So let's call it the new money because that's always backed by something. What do
Right.
you think it'll be backed by?
It's going to be backed by gold, from what I hear. And they've already retrieved a lot of gold. They retrieved plane loads of gold from the Vatican in their some underground tunnel that goes from the Vatican to Israel. And then they're also confiscating gold that goes back to World War II. The white hats
Mm,
are actually finding out where these stashes were located. The elites had stored these gold vaults in various secret locations. They're uncovering where those locations are, and all the money that they get from the cabal, whether it's the fiat dollar or whether it's gold currency, it all goes back into the QFS. And
yeah.
they've already got like over $1 trillion just
Hmm.
confiscated from the cabal.
Mm,
So
yeah.
there's going to be enough gold to handle the situation, but it's going to really change everything because um, I hear that when they kick in this new gold back currency, we have to get back to the prices of what things really were when we had gold back in 1913. The
Mhm.
prices have to be revalued back to their original price because there's been so much inflation due to the
Yeah.
fact that they just kept printing up money and distributing it into circulation, and that's caused this artificial inflation. And it's going to take about 6 months for them to kind of revalue all goods and services after they release this new gold back currency to get
Yeah.
back to making things the way they're the pricing that they're supposed to be. So really we're going to have two things. We're going to be going back to a new gold back currency, which will bring more stability to the economy, but at the same time they're going to have to revalue goods and services, so everything's going to be cheaper than what it was. I hear it could go down as much as 55% of what we're currently paying for something. And
Yeah.
that's going to really help bring more prosperity because you're not paying as much for your needs.
Yeah.
That'll take about
That's
6 months, I hear. I hear
yeah.
the whole QFS and everything that's part of it should be completed by June of 2026.
Hmm. Okay. Well, then we'll wait for that. I got another question for you. Do you think Trump will be the disclosure president?
I think I think he doesn't have a choice because I think in 2026 is the year that the masses are going to learn that we're not alone in the universe. I don't know for sure that it's going to be open contact with the galactics. I think what they'll do is they'll reveal themselves maybe in a big way. I heard one thing they might do is do take one of their motherships and do a low flying flyby to where when you see this gigantic mothership, you will know there's no way that we created this thing. It's too big. It's
Yeah.
be I mean they have ships that are as big as the distance from New York to LA. One ship.
Yeah.
And can you imagine if something like that flew over in, in the upper atmosphere that's you could see it? I mean, you'd
Yeah.
know that we couldn't build that. So they might do something like that. And then I think they're going to hold off for about 6 months and just see how it plays out. There'll be no way that the media can deny it once they do something like that. And then it's a question of how will it affect the markets? How will it affect the culture? How will it affect everything that makes up our day? And then I think they'll eventually probably get Trump or somebody to do an official disclosure announcement.
Yeah.
That's how I think it's going to play out. Now that could happen
Hmm.
toward the end of 2026, but more likely maybe 2027 for open contact.
Yeah. And when you mention a 3,000-mile long ship, here we go again. People's eyeballs are just, glazing over here. But I'll tell you something. You go to Broadcast Team Alpha and go into the picture gallery. You'll find a NASA print, actually a photo of a ship that is 3,000 miles long, and it's sitting outside of the rings of Saturn. It
Mhm.
is in the infrared spectrum. There's a picture of it, a huge cigar-shaped ship floating around outside of the rings. That's a NASA print that was taken by one of the probes that was flying by there. So these ships do exist.
Yeah.
We
And
know
also,
that.
Augie, I think we got this three eye atlas. I think that's part of disclosure as well, because I mean, true scientists are, I don't know, they're not really going down this road, but I think they're kind of forced to because the way that three eye atlas is the various things that it does shows that it's not really a comet, though it's actually slowed down. It's some say they've reported it actually stopping for a period of time. Uh, the uh, the gas that's coming out or the tail they say doesn't isn't quite like a comet. It's changing colors. There's all kinds of anomalies that don't fit a
Yeah.
comet, and I think scientists are just afraid to say it, but it's obviously a spaceship. And
Yeah.
I heard that it was here 400,000 years ago, and it was here, helped setting up various light grid systems on the planet. And so it's made up of beings, from what I hear, that are called the record keepers. They take data and they keep records of the universe. They fly through the universe and they gather data and they keep records. But they're also sending energies too. And those energies are going to be hitting our planet tomorrow. That's when it's going to be the closest to our planet, is tomorrow. So that's a big day. And a lot of your people that have had near death experiences have reported that this is the day that many people are going to start to receive downloads, various scientific discoveries, scientific formulas, new inventions and things, and they're going to get these downloads, and they're going to happen simultaneously around the world, and that's going to cause the dark ones to have an emergency meeting because they won't know how to curtail these new advanced technologies that are springing up simultaneously in different parts of the world. It causes them to have to scramble. So another thing that I think Three Eye Atlas is going to be doing is these energies are going to kind of activate our DNA, and it's going to raise our vibration and help us to tap in to our higher psychic abilities. We've had these psychic abilities, but the dark ones have kept the vibration on the planet so low that it makes it very difficult for you to really tap in and utilize your psychic abilities. So when Three Eye Atlas sends these energies and they help raise the vibration, it's going to help us, more people on the planet, to tap into their higher psychic abilities. And that's going to start to happen as well. So that will start tomorrow and continue to just keep increasing, I think, as we move throughout the year.
Yeah, and if there's anything that keeps us from develop psychic ability is the neurotoxin that they put in the drinking water.
Yeah.
That is, it clogs the, well, I guess we are getting into medical just now. I shouldn't even talk about it, but people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's
I think
why
it's
you
good
need,
to, I think it's good to just be on a detox program every
yeah,
day. Just make
yeah,
detoxing part of your everyday program. You know, you can get detoxifying teas. You can take various nutritional supplements that will help detoxify. Various herbs can detoxify. Just always be on a detoxifying type of diet. That's
yeah,
that's what I do, because you get
abs-
exposed to these toxins in the air, through the water, through the food, and sometimes you don't even know you're being exposed to the toxins. So I just always stay on a detox type diet all the time.
yeah, that's good. And I'm also taking boron. That's supposed to be
Yeah,
cleaning us out. So
yeah, that's
I
supposed to
do,
help with the pineal gland.
yeah, there we go. Well, it's getting deep because we're getting closer. And the other side of the deep state, I guess there's a saying here too that the beast will not lie down and die. So we can expect more interesting things from them.
Hmm.
That's probably what I remember. That there was, I think it was Charles Bolden from NASA. He
Yeah.
made a speech where he said that by the end of 2025, we will have an alien invasion. And they immediately put him on permanent medical leave. So they pay him still so he won't talk, because then he'll lose the pay. But why did he say that? I mean, you couldn't get any higher that we can think of. He should know what he's talking about. So we got 2 weeks left here. What could happen in those 2 weeks?
Well, I've heard that the you know the this alien invasion, or whatever they want to call it, Project Bluebeam or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
is something that the cabal has planned going back to. I heard about it first in around 1993 or 94.
Yeah.
So I knew they were working on it back then. It's supposed to be fake UFOs that are going to cause destruction. They're going to have holograms where it looks like Jesus is in the upper atmosphere speaking to you, and they have various technologies. They can make you hear voices like you're hearing Jesus and stuff. And they had all this planned, but the Galactics have put out messages through the light workers, and they're saying that they're not going to allow themselves to be discredited or painted as being dark or destructive.
Yeah.
And they said that if they see that they're going to try to do this, they will shut it down before it even gets off the ground. So the cabal has been scrambling, trying to come up with something else they can do because they know they're probably not going to be successful at their fake alien invasion.
Yeah.
So I think they've got some other things up their sleeve they're going to try. I don't know exactly which ones they're going to do next, but they're trying anything and everything they can because they're getting in kind of a panic mode because they see they're losing control
Yeah.
and they don't know what to do now. So they don't have, so the things they did before used to always work. And now, because
Things
the energies
changed.
are at a higher vibration, the things that they did before, they don't work anymore.
Yeah.
And so then they get probably mad, and they have to try something else. We had a big earthquake that was near uh what's that place off the near Russia? It was a massive earthquake, but it was mostly in the ocean. But
Mm.
the Galactics mitigated that, so it didn't turn out to pan out and do anything. They were really hoping to get a lot of
Yeah.
low vibrations to do this. See, they feed on the lower vibrations, and so they need to create chaos and war and destruction to keep that vibration low, and they feed on
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
with the vibration rising up higher and higher now, they don't have their food to eat anymore, and they're getting weaker and weaker because they just don't have the power they used to have before.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And oh, yeah, for those of you that joined us late, we are talking with Bill Mee. We are talking about all the stuff that you're not supposed to know about. So stay with us here because this is going to get good. We talked about the med beds and the disclosure and several other things, and we have some backing for what we talk about actually. So I also, Bill, let people know how they can get a hold of you. You have a Telegram channel that's got hundreds of people on it, and for those of you out there that want to get a hold of Bill, that's the place to reach him. So, what's the name of that one?
It's called New Earth Happenings and Leveritarian Projects, and I think your producer there will post it on the YouTube underneath the YouTube channel. It's kind of a long word, but I mean, the link. I'll post the link in the chat room, but
Okay,
people can go to the below the player on YouTube, and you should see the link.
yeah,
It's a private Telegram, so if you did a search on it, you may not find it. So let me put the link there in the chat, and
it will be in the text below the banner for the show also.
yeah, and it's not a huge group because it is private. And if I made it public, of course I could get probably a ton more people, but then you get a lot of people that are just infiltrators that are causing problems.
Oh, I see a lot of people on there commenting.
Okay, here's the group link.
Yeah. Now, you also You also talked before we got on the air, you talked about the different technologies that has been withheld from us. And we know
Yes.
there are many. Some of them are coming to the surface already. Look what's happening over in Africa. The guy over there, he's making automobiles that don't need any fuel at all. He got a helicopter that he can fly from. He flew actually from southern tip of South Africa to Cairo, Egypt without fuel in a
Hmm.
helicopter. That don't happen, but they don't need jet fuel or gasoline or any fuel. So some of these things are coming and there's nothing they can do to stop it.
Right.
What
Yeah,
else can we expect?
well, that free energy is going to be a big one. The thing about free energy that people don't fully grasp is that it can only really work in a society that is advanced 5D, high vibrational love, peace type society.
Mhm.
Because when you try to release something like that, there's always greed that wants to either stop it or control it all for themselves and make you pay for it, you know? So until the consciousness gets to a certain level, a certain threshold, I kind of think it's not going to happen. But once we're very close to getting to that threshold right now, and
Yeah,
I think once we finish off the cabal, which I think they're pretty much done with, uh, they will be when they do this 10 days of disclosure, where they're going to be exposing the cabal, all their nefarious crimes against humanity, their dark programs, uh, their various dark projects. And then once they expose them and their agenda and their dark projects, people are going to really wake up. And I think once you defeat the cabal, you'll be able to bring on this free energy because you won't be dealing with a bunch of people trying to stop you or take you out. We just had someone that was assassinated just today, I think it was, or yesterday. He was a MIT scientist working on uh, some plasma technology that would have probably ushered in some sort of free energy tied in with
oh,
this cold fusion. And someone just showed up to his residence and shot him.
yeah,
Now, how many times have we heard that somebody's getting ready to release a new technology and they end up dying for some reason? Happens all the time.
yeah,
So that's why a lot of I think there's been other inventors. You mentioned the one in Africa, Chicabutso, but there's others that have come up with free energy, but they don't last very long, you know.
yeah,
So we have to get rid of the cabal, I think, first. But there's going to be other technologies that are going to be released. First, there's the 7,000 suppressed technologies, and I think though that's going to be released from the patent office or patent trademark office, and people can maybe build those or start a company and start working to create those technologies. But then when the galactics show up on the scene, they're going to also share technologies with us, and they're going to have even more advanced technologies. They're going to be providing their own version of free energy. They'll be providing replicators that can replicate food and clothes. They're going to start out with just food and clothes first, but they eventually they once they can trust us, then they might allow replicators that can replicate other things. But they're
yeah,
going to start with food and clothes first, and then of course there's the med beds,
yeah,
and they have their own version of med beds on their ships. They might share maybe more advanced type med beds if they have them. I'm sure they will. Um, and they got just all kinds of technologies. Now, there's one thing that people might not know, and I heard this from someone that's putting out med bed updates, and that is that when you go for your medbed treatment, you can specify a foreign language that you would like to learn, and you will get it downloaded to you during your medbed treatment.
Hmm.
Now, you might have to kind of practice saying it for a couple hours, but you'll basically learn a foreign language in a couple hours.
Oh man, I could always use another one.
Yeah, so make sure you start thinking about which foreign language you want to use. I'm going to
Yeah,
see if I can actually yeah, get them to allow me to have two languages.
yeah, yeah. That's interesting. I never heard that before. That's interesting. But when you,
That shows you the med beds can actually download stuff to your brain.
yeah, hmm,
Free. Oh, and so yeah, it's very important to know that the med beds there'll be no cost; they'll be free.
yeah. Now the when we've been mentioning the cabal here several times, and in order to educate the people of what they have done, you were talking it could be 10 days of darkness, not necessarily dark darkness, but there is a darkness of cabal information, maybe. Speak
Yeah,
on this.
that's what they're referring to. It's 10 day. I call it 10 days of disclosure because I think that's a little better description. But it's basically going to be exposing the cabal, their all their dark agenda, their crimes against humanity, the wars they've created, um, all their child sacrifice stuff. All that stuff's going to be exposed, and that's going to wake up the masses because a lot of people, you try to tell them this stuff, but they just don't believe it, and
Yeah,
they think you're a nutcase. So once they see, I think they're going to show videos of some of this stuff, and they're certainly going to have tribunals. And some of those tribunals have already been recorded, and they're going to be playing those tribunals. Now, I hear this 10 days of disclosure is going to last for 10 days, maybe 12. It's going to be 8 hours a day, and it's going to repeat itself 3 times a day. So that if you're on the morning day shift, you'll get it in the evening. If you work the night shift, you'll get it during the day. That's why they're going to repeat it 3 times a day within the
mm,
24 hours. So I think after they expose the cabal and when their nefarious agenda on this planet, they might talk about. I don't know if they're going to talk about the, we have some dark ETs that have resided on this planet that claim to have been here before we were, and that's the reptilians.
yeah,
And the reptilians mostly reside in the underground, inner Earth, in various underground facilities and so forth. And they've been around probably longer than we have. And it's my understanding they were approached by the Galactic Federation and they were told they were going to need to leave the planet. They said, no, we were here first. And the Galactics really couldn't argue that point. They were here first. So they couldn't just kick them off. So they worked out a deal. And the deal was, okay, as long as you stay in the underground and you don't interfere with the surface people, we'll let you stay here. And they did. And then the reptilians violated that agreement and actually created hybrids, both human and reptilian.
mm,
And that's where we get the claims of people seeing shapeshifters because they're actually the reptilians, I believe, are a fourth dimensional being, so they're slightly higher vibration, slightly higher or higher density.
yeah,
So they can they can lower their vibration to where they can look human, but when the vibration gets too high and they start losing control, their reptilian features will start to come through. That's
yeah,
why sometimes you'll see these broadcasts with various newscasters and you start to see their face start to change and it looks like something not quite human. And that's one of these
Yeah.
hybrid. Now we had an incident on the one of these aircraft. I forgot which airline it was, and there was a woman on there, and she was totally freaked out. And she came forward and said she had to get off the plane. And Alexa, stop. She had to get off the plane, and she said that she had seen something that freaked her out. And most people think what she saw is she was sitting next to somebody that shapeshifted, and she got to see their true reptilian form.
Yep.
And there's all kinds of accounts of other people saying that they've seen people shapeshift into some sort of a reptilian form, and their eyes will be the long slitted eyes. They change.
Mm-hmm. Cat eye. Yeah.
So, yeah. Now, we have someone here that's assisting with the reptilian eradication, he calls it, and that is Commander Valiant Thor from Venus. He is working with the Pleiadians, and they're helping to clear out these underground facilities where all these dark entities and reptilians are. That's where they reside, and he's clearing them out. And he gives out. He actually has a Telegram channel. I think it's called Valthor 300 360. Valthor 360. You can do a search, and you'll probably find it. And he actually posts updates when he's comes back up on the surface. He'll post a YouTube update and tell us what he's been, progress that he's made and so forth. Now, just recently, he had an incident where he was hit by something and he fell back on his fell. He completely fell backward, and his Pleiadian assistant said, "Val, don't move. You just broke your back." So he immediately had to go to a med bed, and he went to a med bed and he's good to go now.
Hmm.
So there's a good case right there where
Yeah.
someone was injured and got healed by a med bed.
Yeah. How about that? Yeah, but I think though in those 10 days of education,
Yeah,
there's
that's a good term for it.
yeah, and I think there's gonna be some bleeding heart liberal out there, some where that won't believe anything. But when they
Right.
start seeing the effects of what the education talk about, I think everybody will understand that we've been had.
Yeah, yeah. We're I hear that we're getting to there's going to be these energies are going to start increasing big time during this month, starting
Mm,
tomorrow. And then I hear we're going to have the greatest outpouring of all on December 31st.
mhm,
And that is going to be a great outpouring of energy on the planet. And that's the time that you need to make a decision as to whether you're going to serve the light or you're going to serve the dark. Because we're going to be going through what's called a timeline split. And
mhm.
that timeline split is where right now we have the planet is we have a certain vibrational frequency, and it goes up and down all the time during the day, okay, depending on your emotions, depending on your feelings. It might be higher at one point when you're kind of you're thinking about something that you really love, and or maybe there's something you enjoyed making or doing, and your vibration will be high. And there'll be other times when your vibration goes down a little bit because somebody made you angry, or somebody
Yeah,
did something that you didn't like. So we are kind of fluctuating all the time, and one of our goals as we try to be part of this ascension with Mother Earth is we need to try to stay at a high vibration all the time as much as we
yeah,
can. And so that's very important. Part of our ascension work is to work on staying a nice high vibration, and don't let things get to you. Don't if something negative happens, just try to stay calm, cool, collected. Don't let it eat at you. Don't, just let it go, and keep on staying in a high vibration. And what's going to happen at some point as as each individual on the planet works to keep raise their vibration, that raises the collective vibration. And when we raise the collective vibration, That then causes the planet to ascend, to have our individual vibration, and our vibration and her vibration are symbiotic. So when she
Yeah.
raises her vibration, it helps raise our vibration. But when we collectively raise our vibration on the surface, it helps raise her vibration. So we both work together. And as we both continue to raise our vibration, the planet finally moves out of, right now we already graduated from 3D to 4D. We're in 4D now, fourth dimension. And then we're going to be graduating to 5D when we continue to keep working on raising our vibration. And as these
Yeah.
energies keep pouring in, they're continuing to help raise the collective consciousness as well as the collective vibration. So there's two aspects, your consciousness and your vibration. Now, your consciousness gets expanded by you learning more and becoming more aware of things. That raises your consciousness, and that's important. But you also have your own individual vibration, and you can work on raising that. And the best way to do that is with meditation. Spend about 10, 15 minutes at least every day in silent meditation. Just try to go for that to where you don't have any more of the mind chatter, and you just keep doing it every day, practicing to end the mind chatter. And
Yeah.
during this time of meditation is when you're going to start receiving downloads. You're going to start receiving DNA activations. You can ask for those. You know, they say you don't, if you don't ask, you don't get. So make sure that you ask for this stuff. And I think by the end of this year, it's going to be pretty much decide. It's going to kind of be pretty much decided as to which ones have raised their vibration high enough. They're going to be ascending with the planet, and then those that haven't raised their vibration nearly enough and are probably not going to be ascending. Now,
Yep.
those two vibrations will coexist at the same time on the planet, the lower vibration and the higher one coexisting, but at some point, there's going to be a split, and those in the lower vibration are going to be going elsewhere to continue to learn lessons in a vibration that's more in alignment with their own lower vibration. It'll probably be another duality planet.
Well, that'd be
In
a
fact,
good place for them then.
yeah, I hear there's another duality planet, that's on the opposite side of our sun, and it's cloaked. It's a replica of Earth, but it's going to remain in duality. So all the
Mhm.
people that don't ascend, or the ones that are dying right now, that reincarnate, they go over to Earth 2, they call it Earth 2. And
Mhm.
it's cloaked right now, but when you go, the way I understand it is, when you go, you won't be teleport. I don't think you'll be teleported. The way I heard it's going to happen is you'll just go to sleep one night, and then you'll wake up the next day on Earth 2.
Hmm.
Now you'll get a new veil, so you won't remember any of your time on planet Earth. None of you won't remember any of your previous lifetimes, and you just pick up and start off over there on Earth 2 and continue to learn lessons on Earth 2. Now, when you ascend on Earth 2, then you get to come back and meet back with those that ascended on Earth 1, this Earth. You get to come back. Now, if
Oh,
you could do that, if you could do that in a month or two, you're right back on planet. But you got to remember, you don't know anything about ascension. You don't remember any of your lifetimes on planet Earth. You're going to have to go through all that education and knowledge that you had in this lifetime that you're not going to have when you go over there. It's like you get a
mhm.
clean slate and you're starting all over again. So you might have to
Oh,
do multiple lifetimes before you're able to raise your vibration and ascend on that planet. Because when you're on that planet, you got to remember that you're not going to have the assistance of the planet to help you raise your vibration. See, our planet is ascending, Mother Earth is ascending. So we get the added advantage of her high vibration assisting us in our own ascension. Whereas on that planet, you have to ascend like the ascended masters did back in the olden, days, where they had to just work on living a perfect life and making all the right decisions and raising their vibration. They had to do it all on their own.
yeah.
And over there, that's how you're going to have to do it. You'll have to do it all on your own. So you might have to live 25 lifetimes or more, maybe 25,000 years, before you can come back to Earth too. So now is the opportunity time to start working to make ascension now.
Well,
Don't
I'm
put it
not gonna
off.
I'm not going to worry about that because I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, right, right. That's
uh,
where
you,
that's probably
you've
where
been
all
me-
your that's
you've
where all
been
your dark
mentioning
friends are going.
yeah you've been mentioning vibration quite a bit here, and where that vibration come from is very often spurred on by emotion. Emotion
Yeah.
has a great hand in creating that vibration. Another thing is that whoever can control their emotion cannot be controlled, because our emotion for human beings very often run our life. So
Hmm.
if we are controlling our emotions, we can be invincible because nobody can control us. If somebody tells us we're an idiot, oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry you feel that way. That's your problem. Now,
Yeah.
just bounce it back, and we are good if we can control our emotion. And gosh,
I
we
think.
are down towards the end here.
Well, I wanted to mention this one thing. We got this AI race going on,
Yeah,
and it looks like it's just out of control because China's just going full bore here, and we don't want China to outpace us, so we're going as fast as we can. And Elon Musk gave a warning that we need to be careful, and they all said that, yeah, they agreed. The CEOs, they said we need to be careful, but I don't think they don't care anymore because it's a race, and they know that they gotta they want to win the race. So it is getting out of control, and it is something to be concerned about. But I think what's going to save us is the shift to 5D, because
yeah,
really technology, even AI, is really neutral by itself. It's neither bad, it's neither evil nor good. It's the intentions of the people behind it.
yeah,
But see, when we shift and we have that timeline split, and you have the people leaving the planet because they can't maintain a high vibration, we don't need to worry about it, because it's going to only be the people left are going to be the people with good intentions, and they'll make sure that AI is only used for good.
yeah.
So that's, I think, our solution to the AI being out of control is the whole ascension of the planet, which I think we're getting close to.
Well, we're getting closer and closer, and I see we're just about down there. Let people know where they can get a hold of you again.
What's that?
Let people know where they can get a hold of you again.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Well, they
the
can
tele-
contact me at my email address at WMEE2012 at gmail.com, or they can click on the link I posted in the chat room to become part of my Telegram group. I post every day, and I try to find the best things I can find to wake up people.
Yep. And there's a bunch of stuff on there. Oh, there's a lot of stuff on there that we're not supposed to know about.
Yeah.
And oh,
I
I got a question for you.
Okay.
I didn't tell you. I wanted to blindside you.
Okay.
So, if you could talk to the whole world and world is listening, what would you tell them?
If I could talk to the whole world, and what was that?
And the world is listening.
Oh, I
What
would
would you
say,
say?
okay, I'd say the most important thing you can do right now is work on raising your vibration. And that means you need to work on make sure you stay in control of your emotions. Don't get angry, don't get bent out of shape. That's number one. Start working on raising your vibration by meditating. Make sure you eat high vibrational food. That would be live organic food. You'd be best if you stayed away from meat if you can, because it carries a low vibration. Because when you kill the animals, you're killing them mostly in a state of fear, and that fear permeates the tissues of the animal. So you're taking fear into your own body, and that lowers your vibration. So high vibrational fruits and vegetables, go organic. Stay away from the pesticides. Also, try to focus on something that you love. Okay, whatever you love to do, that's going to raise your vibration. So if
Yeah.
you like to do arts and crafts, or you like to do some other thing you like to create, make sure you make that part of your life. And and also stay away from all the negativity as much as you can. Read positive, uplifting material, movies, books, and that will help raise your vibration as well. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
Excellent. Thank you. Gosh, this was fun, Bill. We got to do this again sometime.
Sure, sure. I'm open
Yeah,
anytime.
yeah, because
In fact, I think
I
we're going to be coming up on some crucial days. So if you want to have me come on anytime,
yeah,
I'll be welcome to come on.
yeah. There's always new stuff coming out from behind the curtain, and
Yep.
let's do it sometime after into the New Year's, and then. Well,
Okay.
anyway, thank you very much, and for all of you out there watching, are still with us. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe. That'll really help us a lot. And uh, and then, if you like, come and check us out on the mastermind group. That's the mastermind connection at gmail.com. And I'll send you a link so you can come and check it out. And until the next time you see us on here, be good to each other.
Hmm.